Hello, welcome to your mat. My name is Megan. We're going to begin today in child's pose. So go ahead and come to the back of your mat. Bring your knees nice and wide, big toes together. Sit your glutes down onto your heels as you walk your hands forward, relaxing your forehead down onto your mat. Let your chest fall between your thighs. Good, and this is a great spot to come into our breath here. Nice, long, slow breaths in and out. Very intentional with it. Perhaps if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, you begin that here. And this is an opportunity to release anything off of the mat that doesn't serve you here in your practice. Come on forward into tabletop. We'll start in spinal balance today with dynamic movement, reaching the right hand forward, left leg back. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull your knee to elbow and reach the right hand back. Inhale, we get long, and then exhale, pull it in. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Two more, big breath in, get nice and long. As you breathe out, pull it in. Again, inhale and exhale. Back to your spinal balance for a moment. And then release. Switching sides now, left hand forward, right leg back. Get nice and strong through the arm and leg. And then pull it in, reach back. Inhale, get really long, nice and strong. Exhale, pull it in. Three more, just like this. Nice and strong in the core here. Good, last two, inhale. Exhale. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Good, back to your spinal balance. Oops, almost forgot there. Good, into tabletop, and then we'll make our way into downward facing dog. First one of our practice today, there will be quite a few. Check in with your feet. Feet should be hip bones distance apart, and then take a look up at those hands. Make sure the wrists are shoulder width apart. Soften through your neck. And as you drive your heels downward, pull the tailbone up and back, rolling the inner thighs behind you. Hollow out through the low belly by pulling the navel up and in. Good. Remember to breathe. Now in a moment here, we're going to roll forward into high plank. So here we go, rounding through the upper back. Slowly move forward into high plank. Hold here as you exhale. Inhale, we come back slowly into downward facing dog, and then exhale. So full cycle of breath each time. We're going to do that two more times. Inhale, slowly come forward, rounding through the upper back, and then exhale as you settle into high plank. Inhale, slowly back into downward facing dog, and exhale. One more. Breath in, big full breath, nice slow movement, exhale. Inhale. Back into down dog, exhale. Beautiful. Walk your feet forward. We're going to find ragdoll here. So feet are hip bones distance apart. Hinging forward at the waist, relax the neck, and then take opposite hand to opposite elbow crease here, allowing the torso to really be heavy. Pull the belly up and in to create a little more space for that fold. And weight is slightly forward into the balls of the feet, although the heels do stay connected. If it feels good, a little movement side to side, a little rocking to help sort of loosen up the joints. And then we slowly rise all the way into standing. Good. Feet are going to stay hip bones distance apart. We're going to move into Utkatasana with our arms out in front of us, palms face down, arms parallel to the floor. Yeah, and then sit back into the heels. Imagine a chair a little too far back behind you. That's how you're going to sit. Tailbone comes slightly under, shoulders down the back. We're going to hold here and breathe. Yes, stay with those long, slow, deep breaths. Now bring your hands to touch, palms facing, finding a vertical twist. So the right hand reaches back behind you. Hips stay facing forward. Good. Back to center. And then we'll switch sides, left hand back. Again, hips stay facing forward. Keep them low. Beautiful. Come back to center, palms face down again, and now we're going to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet, lifting the heels really high, maybe sitting just a little bit lower. Breathe here. Beautiful job. Good. Go ahead and release those heels down. Rise up to standing. Take just a moment here and reach up into Tadasana, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to find a halfway lift here as you breathe in. Bend your knees, get long through the back, and then step back into plank pose, but this time on your knees. Work the wrists directly under the shoulders. We're going to do 5 chaturanga push-ups. So as you exhale, you're going to lower down, elbows come into the ribs, and inhale, we push back up. Nice and slow. Gaze stays out in front of you, chest stays lifted. Good, 2 more. Last one. Beautiful job. Elbows pull in. Good. Downward facing dog. Now lift that right leg up and back, keeping that left heel pressing down towards the mat. And then step between the hands. Check in with your feet. You want each foot to have its own side of the mat so they're not lined up right behind each other. And then rise on up into crescent lunge. Good. Arms reach up, but shoulder blades down the back. Find those slow breaths in case you lost them. Work the tailbone down. Navel pulls up and in. Yes. Good. Hands come to heart center. You're going to shift the weight into that front foot. Launch forward, pull the left knee up, and then kick the leg straight out in front of you. Really slow. Bend the knee and move slowly controlled back into your crescent. Keep your hands, draw them forward, and then find a vertical twist, just like you did in your Utkatasana. So right hand reaches back. Stay low in the hips. Yes. Remember to breathe. Back to center. Step back into a plank, and then we're going to move down into forearm plank. So right elbow comes down, and then left. Right back up, left up. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. Good. Again, right, left, downward facing dog. Well done. We're going to do the other side now. So left leg, you're going to lift that up and back, keeping the right heel down. Good. Breath in. And then step between your hands, again ensuring each foot has its own side of the mat here. And then rise up, reaching the arms up right by the ears, soften the shoulders down. Remember to breathe. Both hips point straight ahead, so pull that left hip back just a little bit. And sit down nice and deep in the front knee. Back leg is really strong here. Hands come to heart center. Shift the weight into the front foot. Slowly launch forward. Draw the right knee up and then straighten that leg out. Good. Bend your knee and then very slowly controlled step back into your crescent. Turn the fingers forward, reach out, vertical twist now to the left. So twisting over the front bent knee. Sit your hips down a little lower. Good, back to center. Plant your hands down. We're gonna go back into forearm plank, but this time the left hand's gonna go down. So we'll do left elbow, left hand, right hand. 2 more times. Left, right, right. 1 more. Forearm, forearm, hand, hand. Good. Downward facing dog. Well done. All right, back onto that right side. Lift it up and back, and then step through to a low lunge. This time we're moving into warrior 2, so you're going to bring that back foot down, line up front heel to the arch of the back foot, and then rise up into your warrior 2. Good. Reaching forward and back. Gaze over the front middle finger. Taking just a few nice slow breaths here, and then we move into extended side angle, or sometimes this could be a version of triangle here. Breathe. Good. Keeping the front knee bent. Reverse warrior. Reach up, reach back. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Beautiful. Release down. Come on down to your knees, and we're going to come into a side plank on the forearm. I want you to bring the elbow in front of the shoulder so that your arm is at an angle. Turn to the side, top hand to the hip. Drop the hip down and lift up, down and up. Yes, beautiful. So we're working into the obliques here. If you're feeling any pain or tension in your bottom shoulder, draw that elbow forward a little bit more. If you're still having it, then simply hold your side plank on the forearm. Good, all finished. Come back up into a high plank and then press to downward facing dog. Well done. Good, let's do the other side. Left leg up and step through to a low lunge. Back heel comes down and then line up, front heel to back arch, and rise up into warrior two. Breathe. Yes, tailbone slides down. Good. Extended side angle, come forward, reach up. Gaze is usually up, but feel free to bring your gaze how it's most comfortable. Keep the bend in the front knee, reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Good. And down, hands to the mat. Side plank now to the opposite side, so come down to the knees. Bring the elbow in front of the shoulder, stack your legs, top hand to top hip. Remember, doing the other side now. Drop the hip down and lift it up. We have 10 of these. 3, 4, halfway there. Keep it up. Good, remember to breathe. Last one. Good, return to forearm plank, then up into high plank, and then into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Make your way forward into seated. So have a seat, bring your feet together out in front of you. Oh, those shoulders, yeah, let them go. They've worked hard. Bring your feet together out in front of you. Let your knees fall open. Place your hands on your feet. And then you're going to use your elbows inside the inner thighs to gently press down, staying nice and tall and long through the torso. Good, remembering to breathe. Now, if it feels okay for you, you can start to hinge forward at the waist, but keep your chest reaching in front of you. So chest stays slightly lifted, allowing the spine to stay long. Stay with your breath, getting into those inner thighs. Good. Now we move into a seated twist. Bring the left knee pointing straight out in front of you, so the heel comes to the glute, and then cross the right leg over the left knee. Sit that right hip down. Push it down into the mat. Good. Hand comes across the knee, back hand reaches behind you. Get up really tall, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, find a little twist here, keeping both sits bones connected to the mat. Each breath in, I want you to get a little taller, and each breath out, perhaps you gently twist a little bit deeper. Good, release. Now, keep your feet where they are. Turn, 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 and sit, and you are automatically on the other side here. Get that left glute down into the mat. Wrap your arm in front of the knee, reach back behind you. Get really tall first, take a breath in, and then on your exhale, go ahead and twist towards your bent, I was gonna say your bent knee, your top knee. They're both bent. Good. All right, release. And we're gonna lay all the way down onto your back here. Knees are bent, lower all the way down. Coming into bridge pose, so heels in line with the glutes here. Hands down at your sides. I want you to draw your low back into the mat, tailbone towards the heels, and then lift up the hips. And work those shoulders in a little bit. Turn your palms to face up so you're not pressing into them. Good. Now lift that right leg straight out in front of you, and then straight up. Lift the hips a little higher. Bring that right thigh parallel to the left, and then bend your knee. Good. Hips stay lifted. Let's do the left. Reach it straight out in front. Lift it straight up. Back down in line with your bent leg. And then bend your knee. Now we're going to hold here in bridge pose. Drawing the glutes towards the heels. No weight in the neck here, so work the shoulders in. Remember to breathe. And see if you can soften your glutes just a little bit. Good. Release the shoulders, lower, top, middle, and then low back. Walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Let your knees fall together and take just a few moments here to rest. Good. Pull your knees in. Come all the way up into seated. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.